Hi everyone. Today I'd like to give you 3 tips on how to improve your international presence online. So, tip number 1, research the platforms where your audience hangs out. And that's really important to remember, especially for an international audience. And you may have heard this tip before, but it's even more important to consider whether the audience in a different country uses the same social media platforms as your target audience in your domestic market. For example, the Digital Marketing Institute found that in the Philippines, for example, the most used social media platform is actually YouTube, and Facebook ranks second. And for example, in Kenya, WhatsApp is the most used social media platform. And then again, YouTube is on second place. And it's really important that you just reflect on what social media platforms you're using to target which audience. Similarly, for example, if you're trying to reach business professionals, mainly also in the service sector in Germany, then you might want to explore Xing instead of LinkedIn. That doesn't mean that the German audience won't be on LinkedIn, but they're so more used to using Xing. But the content on Xing is in German, so I'd also encourage you to evaluate the content that you post, make sure that it's translated properly and that you have a German perspective on the content that you share. And my tip number 2 is show up consistently. So last year, you may remember that everyone went on Clubhouse and that many argued that this was the best platform to be on. However, there has been a noticeable drop-off because maybe people found it exhausting to be on Clubhouse, to show up consistently. They may also have found it difficult to interact with people because they would have had to put their audio on to interact with people instead of writing messages to people. So the lifestyle and the way of working may not have been suited to be on Clubhouse for the long term. So this begs the question, which platforms do you show up consistently on? To not feel overwhelmed with the many social media platforms that there are, I'd recommend to focus on 2 and show up consistently. So this means perhaps posting 3 times a week as a minimum and to comment on people's posts, because this is about networking online and it's not just about pitching your products or services at people. You wouldn't do that in a networking environment either, face-to-face. And thirdly, tip number 3, build your Google My Business profile. So I speak to many business owners who haven't actually set up their profile and they're missing out on a big chance and opportunity. This is because Google across different countries is still a very dominant search platform. And obviously, the platform likes you to use their own tools. So for you to become favorable to Google, you need to use Google My Business and all its different tools. So when you open up your profile, check these things. First of all, have you verified your business? Are all the contact details up to date? Have you added photos? And even if you work from home, you can still add some really nice headshots to your business profile. Because also remember that Google also searches for different photos. And when you put your name into Google, the best thing for it to happen is for you to show up instead of someone else. And then also check if you have a minimum of 10 reviews. Most businesses don't have 10 reviews. So even just getting 10 reviews would put you ahead of the competition. And also if you have any events or workshops, do add them to Google and My Business. You'll be surprised about the traffic that you'll get. And and it's just a really good platform to be on. So I hope this video was helpful. Please comment in the below if you have any questions.